Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today, me and TSG are going to be reacting to NFTs are BS crypto Ponzi schemes. Hopefully, this will be a good watch. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll talk about it afterwards as well. I hope you all learned something. Anything you want to lead us off with, TSG, or we're all good?
Let's go.
This is
Let's
going
do
to
it.
be a fairly hot take because I don't understand the technology deeply. NFTs are called, they're non-fungible tokens. It's a form of cryptocurrency where
It's a form of
each token
cryptocurrency.
is unique. And so what you can do with that is you can release limited edition art, and you can you got painting 3 of 200, and that token is always good for painting 3 of 200.
But it's a digital painting.
It's a digital painting.
So anyone can download the painting.
Yes. And many of these digital paintings that they have auctions for are GIFs or like 8-bit paintings. If you think of like Super Nintendo, even before that, that's 16-bit. Nintendo graphics, it's like paintings that look like that.
But just to be clear, you own the token rights, but you don't actually own the intellectual property. Like the US government doesn't think you own the art in the sense that whoever made the art and sold you the NFT can still sell me the right to hang it on my wall.
Yes, but what they can't do is I think, and this is where I could be wrong, like go back and re-release more first editions. If there's 200 first editions, there's 200 first editions.
Well, I don't know if anything's stopping them from releasing more first editions. Is there really? Like, I mean, nothing's actually governing them to do that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing already, man, is the fact that it's like, yo, I don't know too much about the technology. I love that all of these guys that don't have knowledge of the technology make massive claims of like, it's BS Ponzi scheme. And it's like the idea of, I just like the idea of it being a scam is just crazy that you have a one of one and they don't think that it's valuable. Yeah, like it's the same thing as, and it's such a stupid example to use, but it's just the most obvious. We have the one of one Mona Lisa. I could go and take a picture of the Mona Lisa, but it doesn't mean I own the like. It doesn't mean anything, right? So
And
yeah, like
he was actually getting muddled up with the intellectual property stuff. It's very case by case and project by project. But
yeah,
in the case of Bored Apes, you actually do own the intellectual property of that individual Bored Ape if you own it in your wallet.
yeah. I think yeah, it's like you say, it's case by case and it's projects. And again, I think a lot of these guys, and it's not. I'm not blaming this guy, whoever he is. Like I'm not blaming him for not knowing this, but I think it was due to the actual hype of the NFT craze that everyone associates art with NFTs. They don't associate anything else like music rights, property rights. Again, even like a deed or a title, right, for a home that could technically be an NFT. The same way a plane ticket could be an NFT, right? All of these things could be NFTs. It's not just art. Like it's something that I think is a common misconception.
First edition, this particular painting that you did, there's only 200 of them out there. And if you want to release a second edition batch, you can. So more people could get access to it, I think. But it's a way to set up scarcity, I think, in the digital world is the way that I understand it. And now, for some reason that I don't totally understand, every influencer is getting on this idea of releasing Pokemon cards or artwork or digital drops that our collectors can have where you can buy into these things.
That's one thing that I actually do agree. And that does piss me off. Of like, I feel like there was a time, especially during the hype, where everyone was selling NFTs and especially influencers were making NFTs just to capitalize off their audience. And you like we've had this conversation heaps, Scoriox. Like I'm super against capitalizing off your audience, like directly. I'm sure there are other ways or other ways you can add value, like merchandise. Cool, do that because you're actually giving them something. But and there are, and I'm not saying all NFTs were scams. I think something like the Logan Paul second drop, the 99 or some shit. I forget what it's called. I think it was the 99, right? Where he had like 99 Polaroids, and if you have one of those Polaroids, it acts as a ticket into being a guest on his Impulsive podcast. I think that's a dope ass idea, and that adds value to the guest to his community. Things like that are fair, but I know a lot of people just came out with rubbish, fam, like Chris Brown and shit. Like they just came up with some rubbish.
I think even BitBoy's NFTs, the Pluto Alliance, whatever, enabled you to earn from his revenue. I have no idea how that panned out, but I mean, yeah, as long as you're giving value, it's not too bad.
Prices are skyrocketing from one day to the next. They're selling at like 300% appreciation. And as I looked at it, it seems to me that nobody actually wants the art. Nobody is buying a piece of artwork to hang in their virtual house and keep because they enjoy looking at it. They're all buying it expecting that tomorrow they can sell it at at a higher price.
It's like the housing crisis in 2008.
It's appears to be a next biggest fool thing. And I was just arguing with Ivan about this because he says that there's value here. I think it's a huge bubble. He kind of agrees, but as far as I understand, when people buy artwork, even for millions of dollars, they're not thinking, "Oh, this is going to appreciate and I'm going to sell it in 5 or 10 years."
Sometimes they are.
Sometimes, but there appears to be enough of, no, I'm going to put this in my home and it's going to stay there. My kids are going to look at it, and their kids are going to look at it, and yes, it'll go up in value or not, but I'm going to look at it is what I'm going to do, and that's the value of it. And I have a hard time imagining that that's.
Yeah, I honestly disagree with that, man. About like, rich people buy art to look at it. I'm sure that's like a minor like part of it, but a lot of it's parking money. A lot of it is the fact that if they purchase an asset, they can resell it again. It's sometimes I believe in this a recession, high art actually appreciates the most out of any other asset, right? Or is one of the highest appreciation. So it's like,
one of the only things that appreciates still.
Yeah, I think he's talking out of his ass. Honestly, I think he's talking out of his ass. I don't think he knows what the fuck he's saying. In regards, but I will agree in regards to a lot of people buying. Again, what he's saying is like some of it is true, but it's not mutually exclusive. Where he says people are buying it for the price appreciation. Yeah, that was the majority of people, 100%. But there were people that were buying it for communities, right? To get access into communities, to get access into other things. That was happening at the same time. And I get it. We can't make, and I think honestly, I do agree that was the exception, not the rule. And we shouldn't be saying that this is the norm when we're talking about the exception and the rule itself is pure speculation. I get that. But I think it's unfair to categorize all of it as just pure, like, I get it though. It is a lot of it's speculation. But again, that comparison to artwork is just, it's just wrong. It's just flat out wrong.
God, the good old days though, 300% price appreciation.
No one's looking at that anymore.
I don't know, and I honestly don't think those days are really ever going to come around again. But NFTs are going to evolve as a whole, and I think art is going to be a very, very, very small slice of NFTs in the next 5-10 years.
I think communities are the big thing. Like actual tickets into communities and access to communities and people. Again, like the Logan Paul thing. I think those type of NFTs that grant access is my bet. That's going to be the next big thing. And then you have like the normal like membership cards. I've said this so many times.
Yeah. I think loyalty cards is going to be a big one.
Yeah, agreed.
That's what's driving a lot of the consumption of these NFTs.
Yeah.
So anyway, it seems like we're in an everything bubble. I am not
in an everything bubble. Yeah. My financial advisor sent me something today. Everything is up.
Yeah.
Crypto is up. Stock market is up. Housing prices are up. He's just put in a bunch of graphs and they all go up. It was the most terrifying. I wrote it back. So this is.
Oh, they're not wrong. Everything was. Do you know how much you're down? Do you know what percentages? I don't even know.
I do. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, cool. I don't even know what my number is.
Where the entire U.S. economy shut down because of the coronavirus. It's like, it's right at the inflection point where things get really good.
I said, this is terrifying. He goes, yeah, there's another stimulus check coming though, so it's just going to keep going up. And we both agree, like, it's going to go down at some point.
Yeah.
We just don't know when. And so what do you do with that information?
Yeah.
This I don't know anything about NFTs, but it seems like they are a symptom of people feeling like they can.
Dude's like hit his head or something. Do you see that?
Yeah. Did you take any? Did you take profits? Like, because he's saying like, what should we do? Right. Obviously, the thing is like, run it up and then try and take profits when you can. Were you pretty successful with taking profits? How did you go?
Nope, I didn't take shit.
Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I mostly rolled things into other things, but I didn't really take profit.
But I mean, that's, I don't know. In my mind, that's in a sense taking profit because you had a certain amount of allocation for assets. You had a certain amount of assets, and then you just like multiplied that. So you technically don't have cash, but you have multiple assets for the next bull run, as long as they hit like that. Yeah. I have no idea.
It was a weird one. I could have taken more profits, and I didn't, and I've got to live with that.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Basically, that the economy is fine. Food is not scarce for them. They can spend a couple $100 or a couple $1,000s on something that is speculative and isn't really grounded in even a physical good necessarily.
Or desire to have that thing.
Didn't I could be totally wrong because now I'm here saying someone said that Logan Paul sold an NFT for the land of his house.
I don't know.
But he obviously still owns the land and can sell the land. But what you own is the right to say you own the NFT. I don't really understand.
It's unclear.
I don't understand. I mean, obviously, I don't understand the mechanics of it. So I could be totally off here. But it's.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. I don't even know if that's real, but it sounds. Even if it was, I'm pretty sure his explanation was wrong. The right to say you own it—that's a bit ridiculous. I doubt that's a thing.
I'd be curious to look into that later, though.
Yeah.
This all
sure.
said, I'm selling an NFT for this microphone. So if anyone wants to buy the digital rights to this microphone, contact Justin. You guys can negotiate.
Ethereum.
You guys can negotiate the price.
Yeah, it's disappointing to me. I've mentioned it in the past, but nobody's asking how they can help. I just don't see. I see very, very few people solving problems. What's crazy is the world has so many evident problems. It's not like we're at a shortage of things that people don't need or desire to improve their quality of life. But there's just so much. If I put $100 on this today, I can turn around and get 200 for it tomorrow. And it's very disappointing. It seems like it's taken over the majority of the sources that are entering into my head and brain. I don't know if that's reflective of what's actually going on in the world or in America, but it's not. It's a bummer. Hope that you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I don't blame people when all the politicians and everyone are like taking everyone's money with inflation and printing all the money and everything. Then I can understand people feeling like they're backed into a wall. I don't necessarily think an NFT is right for everyone in everyone's financial situation, but people might feel like it is, and it's probably not in most cases. But it's one of those things, you know.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with the whole speculation. There was a lot of that, but I don't think it's a Ponzi, fam. Like in that video, again, he didn't actually really claim or deliver the justification of why he believes that, right? So, yeah, he didn't deliver the justification of why he believes that. So, it's interesting, and like I think even people that got in should have only got in if they had with the money that they could lose, and also I think it was good if you could be in that position just to get you understanding how to use a MetaMask wallet, understanding the vocabulary, the actual, all of those knowledge and those skills, I think were very much worth it. But yeah, I mean, I clearly disagree with a lot of the shit he says.
I mean, you still get a lot out of the NFT game, so to speak, even if it's not monetary. Like, for example, with us and Alluvium, we've met lots of amazing people. We've joined all the communities and everything like that, and that's become a big part of our lives. And I mean, that doesn't happen for everyone, but it's a big element of what makes these things worth it. I mean, you can't define everything by
money.
My money.
I mean, it's a big thing, but yeah, I agree. Like, I got into my first network. The first NFT thing that I got into, actually got into a job with that. So I started working on the team, and I realized I'm like, yo, that's kind of just set me up in so many different ways. So yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree, man. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below. Do you guys agree with this? Like, how much of a Ponzi is NFTs? Do you guys believe even with this downtrend, it's a scam? Let us know, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.